And welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves, presented by Grounded Coffee Bar. I'm Damien Dennis, and right now I'm joined with Athletic Director Greg Braun to talk about kind of this new location we're at, which you set up, Greg. So,
Well, we're on location, which is pretty cool. And guess what? We got coffee finally,
yeah,
right? We've
yeah,
we've been doing this for a year and a half. And we always said the one thing that we're missing is coffee. And as you can tell now, Grounded Coffee Bar has been an amazing organization, restaurant, coffee bar, bookstore, you name it, that has come into play and supported JJC Athletics. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth, like you talked about, of
yeah,
how it came about. But it is really cool, and this is kudos to you because Coffee with the Wolves is something that I know we wanted to do. And since you've come to JJC, you've taken it and look what it's flourished, right?
yeah.
We're actually on location. We're out in our districts, being in New Lenox today, but that's a lot of credit to you and what you've made this show become.
Well,
So
thank you.
thank you.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about how this partnership came about because, um, we've talked about it for what I started almost 2 years ago now. We started the podcast at the beginning of 2024. So we're finally here with coffee. It's no longer a running joke about the conspicuous lack of coffee. Um, how'd you find Grounded Coffee Bar and what drew you to kind of reaching out to Rachel to set this up?
Well, I think, you guys all know too, I'm just so passionate about in district, right? Our in district high schools, our community, just, not just JJC, but the community that serves all of our student athletes. So, moved out into this area about a year ago and loved the coffee, always here. One thing that clicked in my mind, I don't even know if I told Rachel this, was the one day we lost power in Manhattan, and my whole street we're all striving for coffee because though it's coffee makers. So I came over here, and it might have been someone was behind the bar, and they're just running around like crazy, going, "What is going on? It's not this busy." And everyone said, "Well, the power's out."
Yeah.
And there was a smile on their face, and it was just a delight where everyone else was in this like craziness. Give us our coffee. We're running generators, and this place was just like, "Hey, we're stepping up and going." So it always clicked in my head kind of on that part. But then, when I emailed her and we sat down a couple of weeks ago, there was just this amazing comfort and love for small businesses, but also just giving back.
Yeah.
And to hear kind of what she does in her family, let alone this place, and then what we strive to do with Paws on the Street and just being community involvement, it turned out to be a really, really awesome fit. She's welcomed us in here, obviously, with open arms. This place is beautiful. Their addition now, because now it's a bookstore, which is really, really cool in this New Lenox area. Obviously, the Frankfurt location, I've been there a lot of times when we do some shopping. Just one of those cool little niche places that I think gives you the opportunity to come and just relax, as you can see here today, and be a great, great person and partner in the community.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, restaurant, coffee bar here in New Lenox. The Frankfurt location is closer to my home in Homewood, so I'll need to check that out when I find free time.
We could do a live show there. I'm sure they're not going to have any problems.
But this is a great location. What are you kind of hoping for out of this partnership? I guess what are some of the benefits that we're going to see on the athletic side at JJC?
Well, I think it's just two embraceful hugs, as far as someone supporting JJC, our athletic department, and then us supporting small businesses, right, especially. And the thing is, too, is it's so much more than a coffee bar, right? I mean, the food, the menu, it's amazing. But when Rachel and I were kind of sitting down and ideas just kind of started to flow, right? Not just for JJC Athletics, but for Joliet Junior College as a whole. You can look at a lot of our rosters. We have a lot of student athletes that live in this area, right, as well as Frankfurt, but also just the opportunity for JJC students and staff to know, hey, we want to come support this place because they support JJC, as well as our alumni. And I know when I kind of talked with the alumni department, they were really excited. So, what do we hope? We hope there's some purple in here. There's some student athletes in here, maybe meeting. You can do study groups. You can do a lot of different things here, right? Team meetings, parent meetings. This place holds 70 people. We can have nice little outings with the staff or with our parents and our team. So we kind of laughed as we're sitting here. We were going to be sitting down today, but we're standing, and we're going to work out some kinks.
Yeah.
So
Glad you said it because I was going to bring it up. I got some kinks to work out,
but I think in the end it's going to be really, really cool. And when you know me, I love the dream and just. But when you get two places like JJC and obviously grounded together, sky's going to be the limit of how many cool things we can do that benefit our student athletes, our staff, our alumni, and beyond.
Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing, and we're going to announce it every week on the show, is Wolf of the Week. And I'll let you explain more because you kind of set it up. But we'll announce Wolf of the Week, and there will be.
Yeah, well, okay. Here's a great benefit, right? From now on, our Wolf of the Week, we'll get a gift card here to Grounded Bar. So that's a benefit, right? And it's just not coffee. It's those refreshing, the cold brews, you name it all, the refreshers. The menu is endless. So that's going to give them an opportunity. Maybe they could treat some of their teammates and come on in here, Frankfurt, treat their coach. If a baseball player ever wanted to hand over the gift card. But it just gives them that opportunity. So they've been so gracious enough to donate that gift card every week to our Wolf of the Week, which is going to get them, into one of these locations and able to see, kind of how things are and just opening up more and more doors for that presence. I think we have a lot of events in athletics that have early mornings, and we've talked, sometimes a little coffee bar or something like that. But Wolf of the Week is just a cool start because, once again, that's the way to give back to our student athletes and treat them to having a really successful week on and off the field or court.
Yeah. Now, we got to get into the meat and potatoes of the show. We got volleyball coming up next to kind of talk about the season so far. Going to get them on in time for a preview, but we're going to, again, talk about the season so far.
Yep.
But before
she
we
had
do,
a late start. A little late start getting here.
But, before we go, big thanks to Grounded Coffee Bar. I'm drinking a cherry cold brew, which kind of a stumble over my words a bit there, but I love it because I love cherries. I partially lived in Traverse City, Michigan for a while, so cherries, Benton Harbor, Michigan, cherries, wine, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm all about it.
Yep.
You just got a basic black coffee.
Yep,
though.
that's how I go, right? Maybe later on the way home I stop in here and get those refreshers, but black coffee just to get things going. It's funny because I think one of the first questions you used to ask in Coffee with the Wolves was, how do you like your coffee? And now it's a great question to kick it off with everyone that we have on here.
To be fair, I do prefer my coffee black.
Yeah.
But that's largely because I try to avoid sugar as much as possible.
I made the switch a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but I think just the ease of it, but it fuels the day. It kickstarts me a little bit. So.
All right, well, we're going to jump into volleyball here in a moment.
Yep, Ally's here. We saw her walk in, so.
But, Greg, I appreciate you setting this up, taking the time to talk about it, all that. But, welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves, presented by Grounded Coffee Bar.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's a great day to get grounded. With locations in New Lenox and Frankfurt, it's always a good time to stop by and try our seasonal drinks. Whether that's cherry as summer comes to an end or pumpkin as fall begins. We've also updated our hours to better serve you. We're open late on Fridays and Saturdays now until 9 p.m. Make sure you're following our socials, that's Instagram and Facebook, for the latest updates on our specials and events so you don't miss out. Grounded Coffee Bar is a proud sponsor of Coffee with the Wolves and JJC Athletics.
And now, for the meat and potatoes of the show, we're going to be talking volleyball with head coach Ally Flanagan. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Been trying to get you on for a while. Brand new to JJC.
Yes.
You're a first time. You're the first guest here at Grounded Coffee Bar. So
Fun.
welcome, to the club, basically.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about the season so far, but I kind of want to backtrack a little bit and just talk about you came to JJC during fall camps, basically.
Yeah.
You got tossed into the fire. What's it been like, and also what drew you to JJC?
Yeah, it's definitely it's been better now. It definitely was a little chaotic at the beginning. I came within the last 2 days of our summer program, and then our season started that Monday after I kind of kicked off. But it's been great. The girls and we have adjusted, I feel like, very well. But there's still a lot of learning curves, learning each other as we get going and the season keeps progressing. But it's been great. But me, you said background, right?
Yeah.
It was really random. I coached at Lincoln Way Central the past 2 seasons, and then this year I decided I wasn't going to do it. And then the email came through that there was an opening at JJC, and I was like, well, I texted my husband. I was like, well, what do you think? Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And we were both like, yeah, it sounds kind of like if you get it, it's like meant to be. You should go do it. You know, you stopped high school, you should go do this. So I put my application in, and I think Greg had texted me like that night. And then we were on the phone the next morning, and it was a pretty quick turnaround. And yeah, and now we're here.
You know, that conversation with Greg reminds me of when he hired me. The only difference was there wasn't a quick turnaround because I went to Paris.
Oh, yeah, no. Would have loved a quick trip in between, but
But yeah, you know, that chaotic time there at, you know, right before the season begins, the early part of the season, what was that like, you know, because you're trying to adjust and get to meet the team and figure out things both from like the administrative and the coaching side,
yeah.
but then you're actively having to coach at the time.
Yeah, thankfully everyone, like Greg and everyone there, has been super helpful on the admin side because I have no idea what I'm doing with any of that besides getting on the bus or driving said bus.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the extent of what I know on that side, but they have helped me tremendously because like I said, new to all of this, so they've really kind of helped hold my hand through it, all the stats, all that kind of stuff. But the coaching side, it was nice. I got like one day where the girl who coached before me was still on contract, so she was still coaching them for that one day. And so I got to kind of just like watch for a day and then dove into what I wanted to do with them. So it was nice to have a chance to just watch them play before I had to actually move them and do things with them. But it's still challenging. I feel like we still go through spurts every couple of days where I'm like, okay, what do we need next? Like, what do we need to do? And I feel like we as a group have had a lot of conversations. Like we talked yesterday about what we wanted to focus on today going into, we have 3 games coming up tomorrow and then Saturday, about what they want to focus on, what they feel like they need to be successful the rest of the weekend. So it's been a lot of conversations both ways. I don't claim to know everything under the sun, and we kind of, I feel like, are on the same page of that. So, yeah.
What's the difficulty level like kind of navigating, you know, the season again, just kind of being tossed in, you know? I just read it this morning. I don't know what the overall record is, but like I know last night everyone, when I was in the office earlier today, is like volleyball really fought last night. Like they were that close, you know? You know, what's it like kind of navigating all this?
It's been, I think the challenge is for me being thrown in and not knowing who I'm up against and the way my girls will play against them. Like, I don't really know any of the schools. I haven't seen any of them. I don't know the other coaches. I don't know the way tournaments run. I don't know the way our games have run. So it's just kind of, that's kind of a challenge of just being in the unknown and just kind of hoping for the best. I really try to prepare the girls at practice, like we have hard practices like all the time. So that way they are prepared for a hard match. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some of your student athletes. Who are some of the ones that are kind of making an early impression on you, like, you know, maybe a leader on the team or a significant contributor or someone who's just, you know, around and absorbing, maybe learning from you, learning from their teammates, learning from the game?
So when I came in, they had predetermined 2 captains. So we have Liv and Aubrey. Those are our team captains. They had that when I came in, and we didn't change any of that. We just kind of left it. And they do a great job of managing the court, managing the team. I feel like they keep everyone moving the way they're supposed to be moving, and it's super helpful for me, especially as I got thrown into things. They knew where the nets were. They knew where the opposing team's locker room was. Like those kind of like little details they had. Like they had my back. They knew what we were doing. On the court-wise, though, I feel like, and I brought her with me, Abby has done a phenomenal job, and she really kind of does a really good leadership role, but also the student role. She learns and asks questions and always is asking for feedback from me and her other hitters. So Abby's definitely one of those top players.
You know, what are your expectations for the season beyond wins and losses? Because we all know what your goals are in that regard. You know, make the postseason, hopefully win all your games, all that stuff. But personally, as a coach, what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
My expectations in short term is we've made so much growth in the past. We've been together now officially a month, I think it has been. My expectations the next week and a half is I want that to grow even more. We have pushed, and I've pushed them because our biggest problem is like our speed doesn't match our opponent's speed for the most part. So I really just want them to get up to a speed that's more competitive.
Yeah.
Whether, it comes out in a win or loss, I'm okay with that. But yeah.
Now, because we had the AD on beforehand, we were talking about this new sponsorship deal. I don't want to keep you too long here today, but I do want to ask, kind of wrap this up a little bit with you, Coach. What kind of coffee did you get here today? This used to be a question I asked very early in the show, but it was a long-running joke forever that there was a conspicuous lack of coffee. Doesn't help when sometimes we might record at like 5 p.m., but
It's never a bad time for a coffee.
No.
Today I panicked at the counter and I just got a caramel latte, but I really, really actually wanted a pumpkin latte, but I didn't get it. So, yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. Your
Thank
first
you.
time here in Coffee with the
Yes,
Wolves. We'll
thank
have
you.
you on back probably in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, sounds
'Cause
great.
I'm going to bug you at some point.
Okay.
But who do we have up next? Because I know you brought a couple student athletes with me.
Yeah. So I don't know which order, or if you want both of them. I have Kara, and then I have Abby.
Okay.
So Abby's my setter, and then Kara's my right side.
Well, that's who's coming up next
Yeah,
then.
perfect.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Next up here in Coffee with the Wolves, I'm joined by volleyball players Abby and Kara. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I believe it's both of your guys' first time here on the show.
It is.
You nervous at all? Everyone usually says they're nervous.
Yeah, slightly. Like, I've never done, like, something like this, so it's definitely something out of my comfort zone, but I'm really excited for the most
I
part.
would say a little nervous. I don't know, like not too nervous, but like scared of my
It's like
I don't know,
butterflies.
like stuttering, like
Yeah.
Well, I have a stutter problem myself. I can't say certain words. There's a reason I didn't ask you guys for your last names. They may be easy to say, but some names I cannot say.
Okay.
And even if I can
Respect.
say them, I sometimes just blank out.
it's okay. They pronounce my last name wrong at every volleyball game.
She
so
always points it out. It's so funny.
every volleyball game.
Yeah, and also it's not live. We pre-record it, so you don't have to worry about it. You mess up too bad, we'll hit stop and redo it all.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, we're here to talk about volleyball. Right now the season's not quite midway, but getting there. The first half of the season, you got a new coach. I got tossed into the lion's den, so to speak. What's the season kind of been like for both of you, kind of up to this point?
I could go first. I feel like right now, like what Ally was saying before, it's all like a learning experience for us, especially like having a new coach. And it was pretty like all of a sudden, like, so we're all just trying to adjust and get used to each other. And I feel like it's good because like for like the returners, the sophomores, including myself, I'm a sophomore here. So we definitely intentionally wanted like a good atmosphere and just to welcome the freshmen with like open arms and just add to that like comfortabilia and all that. So that was definitely our goal, and I feel like we clicked right away. And right now we're just working on just building that connection. And as a setter, I feel like I'm trying to like build up with my connection, especially with the hitters, and just further like build each other's confidence so we could be ready for when it comes game time.
Yeah. Going off that, I feel like this season's been pretty good. One thing I do remember, because I wasn't there when Ally first came to practice, I showed up a day late and then just walked in. I was like, what's up? It's Kara. And I think what's even funnier about that is before we even knew who was going to be a coach, you were trying to guess their gender and what
Yeah.
haircut they were going to have.
Yeah, it was so
Their
funny.
name. Won't lie, we thought you were going to have a bob, short and brown. Won't lie.
We thought you were going to be mean, strict.
Yeah, we thought you were gonna be mean. But no, I like how the season's been going. Wish it was like a different outcome. Wish we were winning more. But overall, have had a really fun time. It's my
For
first
sure.
season being a freshman, and it's been really fun so far. Really love the coaching style. I love practices. They're really hard on us, and I like that. And I think that's gonna make us better and
Right.
better. But I'm having a great time. Truly,
Yeah.
truly.
And I feel like
Great
at
time.
times, like being in a sport, we can forget like the fun of it.
Yeah.
And if we don't focus on that, then we're going to be like easily burned out or drained. So I feel like just remembering that and applying it and just encouraging our teammates to have more fun, that'll like increase our gameplay. And athleticism in general.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's one thing we do tend to lose on the court is our energy, but we gotta
Yeah.
step it up. I don't
It's
know.
still the
Light a
beginning of the
fire.
season. We'll
Yeah.
definitely experience growth as we keep going.
You guys are like naturals up here. Like you're kind of going off each other. I almost don't even have to be here. I can just let you guys talk.
I mean, you're the host. We need you.
You talk about, you wish some of the outcomes were different. How can you kind of build towards, changing those outcomes? Because I know I mentioned to Coach earlier when I was in the office this morning, the few staff that was in office as early as I was this morning were raving, basically. Like,
Yeah.
volleyball was in it last night. Like, they
Right.
fell just short, but, like, they were in it. It was great kind of energy, a great fight.
Right.
How do you kind of get over that hurdle as a player?
I feel like one thing I definitely love about our team is that whenever we have like a tough match, especially against like COD, like we come together, recollect, and just say like pros and cons of the game and how we can learn from that, especially like going in after practice. Like we specifically work on things we didn't do necessarily well in the game. So like, for example, like one of the things one of my teammates contributed yesterday that she wanted to work on is like blocking, like shifting your hands and like just technical aspects like that, where just becoming more self-aware and just like focusing on like key things like that in practice is definitely crucial in learning. And I feel like if we keep continuing that, we can definitely get over this whole hurdle and just continue to grow, and hopefully the wins will come as well.
Yeah. One thing we did after this game from last night, our COD game, is Ally had asked us, like, what do you guys, like, what do you personally think you need to work on? Like, what do you want to see done at practice? What do you think is going to help us build, like, a win, like, and all that? So last night, all of us, how many of us? Like, 16 of us
Yes.
all. Okay, won't lie, me not included. I passed out. I was tired.
Yeah.
Me not included, but I will do it, I swear. But we all, like, texted in our group chat, like, what we think as a team need to work on and like
Right.
what we personally need to work on. And it was like really like it was just nice seeing like all those messages come in and like these people being like self-aware, like what they need to work on and
Right.
like what they think as a team we need to work on. And I know like people being self-aware like that, like we're gonna get where we need to be. Like we know what we need to do. We just have to put it on the court, and I think
Yeah.
we'll have a great season. Like we just gotta step up.
At JJC, I know we have the sports performance psychologist,
Yes.
psychology, whatever his title is,
Right.
Scott.
Yes.
But he talks a lot about kind of the mental side of stuff, and that's what you're talking about specifically here, kind of the self-reflection sort of thing. How much is that kind of a focus so far this season? Obviously, you said last night after the game, but is this something that, especially for you, being a freshman, like something that you did in high school at all, or is this kind of like new for you, kind of like taking a step back after a game, win or loss, and what can I work on?
No, I would say I've always carried this on in high school and club. Like, after, like, every point, like, no matter if I mess up, I try not to let it get to myself. And I'm usually pretty good, but say, like, 10 swing errors, okay,
It
might
happens.
be a little upset. But I came from Recuster, and our last season, I don't think we won my senior season, we didn't win a single game. And it's just, like, something, like, you get on that court, you expect to win, you lose, like you can't let it get to you. You just have to have a good time on that
Yeah.
court. And I think that's why I learned, like, no matter like what way the game's going, like just have a good time. Don't let it get to
That's
you,
good.
because that'll just bring other people down, and
Yeah.
that's not what you need to do.
If I can add on to that, you talked about Scott, and I feel like he's been a huge help for our volleyball team and then just like sports in general for JJC. And we recently had a meeting with him, and we were talking about breathing and the importance of that. And we were like doing box breathing as a team. And even before our COD game yesterday, we collectively came together and like played a video, and just like it has made such a difference, especially for me individually. Like I feel like, especially like with serving or whatever I do, like I try to like do my routine, take a breather, and it's just a good mental reset to like get my mind focused on the game and just avoid any distractions. And just because often at times I feel like my biggest critic is myself, and I feel like just taking a moment to reset in times like that has definitely been crucial. And yeah, I feel like as a team we've been prioritizing that, and if we just keep doing that, then hopefully, yeah, the wins will come, and I have high hopes for us
Yeah, and
for
I
this
definitely
season.
feel like the box breathing did help because I heard other girls after our game ended and we lost. We had a big huddle and like we just talked about what happened, like what we need to work on, and a lot of girls were saying the box breathing helped. I think it would have helped me, but I'm low-key a little nasally and breathing like a pug over here, so not doing too great.
So this is already probably going to be the longest episode of Coffee with the Wolves have had. So
Sorry.
I'm going to start. No, not your fault. But I want to ask both of you, and you're a sophomore now, so
Yes, I
it'll be a
am.
little bit different for you.
Okay.
But what kind of drew you to JJC and playing volleyball here, and then just the academic side stuff too? Like, what do you like about JJC? What are you majoring in? Just and what brought you?
Okay, sure. I guess like mine is kind of a long story. I first started club in 8th grade, and I played for this team called Breaker, which is no longer a team due to like COVID, like they got shut down. But the funny thing is, I actually met Tom through there, which is our coach from last year, our head coach. And which it's so funny because like it just reminds me like, oh, the volleyball world is so small. And he ended up reaching out to me my senior year in club, and at the time I was at Fierce Elite, located in Aurora, and he reached out to me like experiencing like interest, and I was definitely like thinking about it. Like at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I was still questioning like, do I want to play volleyball, this and that, and as I like talked with my parents and just further took the time to like do my research and stuff like that, I was like, you know what, why not? Like JGC is like a good school. I ended up taking a tour with Tom, and I definitely loved his approach on things and like how he aspired to like have a great team, and not only that but just to like build up his players like confidence on the court, off the court. And I feel like that definitely was an aspect that I wanted to be a part of, and drew me to JJC.
I didn't really like think about it if I'm being honest, guys. Let me think.
You're good.
I always knew I wanted to play in college. Like I tore my ACL and my meniscus. I was out for like 9 months, and like that like dread like of like just wanting to go back and play volleyball. Like I knew like if I ended like volleyball after club, like I was just gonna be miserable. I was gonna miss it. Probably like gain 30 pounds too. Like good lord. But so I just like started looking around. Ooh, throat tickled. But no, I just started looking around. Won't lie, when I first started looking at colleges, I was looking at mascots. I was looking
That's
at
fair.
mascots.
I mean, that's a good
Dude,
factor.
there was just like some funny
Let's
mascots.
go Wiley. Shout out.
But no, I was like looking at mascots. But JJC, they have like the specific program I want to do. They're close to home, very affordable, love it, and I get to stay close to family, which I really like. And I reached out to Tom, and he got back immediately. Like, good lord, it was like maybe 30 minutes, and an email popped back up. I was like, Jesus,
Love that.
get off the computer. I was like, good lord. But no, and we just started talking, and I just really liked after our phone call that we had. It was like maybe like a 2-hour long phone call. It was a long phone call, and I just liked like what he was saying, like he wanted from players, and like his team dynamic. Like I really liked where his like perspective was, and I'm glad I went to JJC. But yeah,
Me too.
I'm really excited.
What do you guys like? And we'll end on this just because I don't want to take too much longer.
Sure.
But now that Ally's your coach, what has she brought to the team so quickly? Because again, she started when you guys were already practicing for the season.
Right.
The season started like her first day, basically
Yeah.
almost. What do you like about her coaching style and the way her kind of approach to the team so far?
Personally, like she brought up earlier, I love the intensity during practices. I feel like there's this like Kobe Bryant quote. I don't know it off the top of my head, but he basically like summarizes like how if practices are like the hardest thing you experience, is then like during game day when it comes time to like a regional championship or something like that, then it should be easy going, and you should know right away like, how to handle the situation. And I feel like she's done a great job, like knowing how to make practices tough on us. And she has like the right mindset on things. Like she gives great advice technical wise, aspectly. Sorry, that didn't make sense. But you know what I mean. Like on a skill level, and I definitely appreciate how she's very invested in the team, and she does whatever it takes to increase our gameplay, and she encourages us to just get out of our comfort zone. And a lot of the times, especially during timeouts, she takes the time to like let us lead things. So I feel like that's definitely crucial and has been a huge help overall. And yeah, it's been great so far.
Going off what Abby said, I love the aggressiveness at practice. Truly, that's gonna make you such a good player, and
Right.
I should be leaving practice sweating. I really should, and I'm like drenched when I leave, truly. And I like that. Like, this is like 50-50. Some people would say, well, that's not good. Some people will say that is good. But
Right.
like, I like that even though like if we mess up, like she'll give us a punishment, but it's not like she's making us like run like 800 like suicides. Like it's like one thing besides serving. Then she had us like doing planks for 10 minutes, and that like you could like hear my elbows scraping on the floor. It's just
That's so
squeaking.
real.
It was the worst thing ever. But yeah, never again. Don't miss your serve. I'm telling everyone, don't miss your serve. But I love the aggressiveness, and it makes like it does make gameplay easier. Like because you know it's coming, and I like the drills we do. Some of our drills are really like, it's like, I remember what one did we do? We had to hit in like specific areas. We had to get a certain amount, and like that is like so useful because like when you're up there hitting, like it tells you like, oh, you should go this spot because that's a good spot to hit. Like it's difficult. Like hit that spot, they're probably not gonna get it, and that's useful in gameplay. So I really like that we do some really useful drills.
Cool. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to come out to New Lenox here to Grounded Coffee Bar to join Coffee with the Wolves. Again, thank you. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Before we end, new thing we're doing on the show is Wolf of the Week.